Good afternoon and welcome. This is Will from MySpace coming to you live from London for another MySpace Live web chat. Who have we got in today then? Well, they're one of the most influential British bands from the last couple of years, and they've only just released their highly anticipated second album, Total Life Forever. Which is amazing, by the way. Now, you can, of course, ask anything you like during the next half hour. Just log into the chat below using your MySpace, Twitter, Facebook, or AIM login and send any message you wish. And the best message or question sent in today wins this signed print canvas of Yanis with his MySpace URL and signatures of all the bands. So, please welcome Yanis, Jack, Edwin, and Walter. It's Foals.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing, guys? All right, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
You ready to answer some fan questions?
Yes,
definitely.
We've got some good questions. This is one of some of the best questions we've had, I think, for this one. You'll be glad to hear.
Good.
I'm going to crack on with one for Walter. Wally. Sphenicus Leonidas Philapicus asks, that's actually their name.
Wow.
Is Wally married, or does he just like wearing a ring?
I am actually married.
No,
yeah.
both.
Both, probably.
Do you enjoy wearing the ring?
Do I enjoy it? Yeah, it's probably one of the most expensive things I own, so I do enjoy it. And I like to tap it on things sometimes.
Like beer bottles?
Yeah,
there
just
you go.
Getting that. That's
one of the only things that's changed within the band over the last few years is the fact that we can hear Walter's wedding ring clacking on the fretboard.
Yeah. Cool. This one's from Florine Fender. This is one for Jack. Jack, why do you play drums in stockinged feet?
In stocking feet.
What does it even mean?
Not literally with stockings on, right?
Do you think that means socks?
It does. It does.
Okay.
It does.
Just because I like to be able to feel my way around on the floor. It's quite disgusting, really. I've always got holes in my socks and sort of muddy toes, but anyway.
Is it easier to play like that?
I think it's easier to play. I think.
Does anybody ever complain? Is there any complaints from the rest of the band?
About Jack's feet? And just
Yeah.
There's worse things. You always leave your shoes in my area as well, which is really annoying.
Yeah. I've got like size 11 feet as well, so it's quite hard to sort of not get your feet stuck under the pedals or something.
Yeah, no, I get that. Good question though. Good observation there. Now here's a question from Paula Suarez. Hello, Paula.
Hello, Paula.
Hello, Paula.
Now she says, in my dream I asked this question, but I will ask it again.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
If you had a kid, what would you name him or her? And this is just to the band. This is a general
one kid between the.
If you had a child, yes.
Collectively, the four of us are the same father.
Barabbas.
Jimmy.
No.
Jimmy's missing today, isn't he?
Elmore Leonard.
Yeah,
he is
Jimmy's,
missing, yeah.
Jimmy's-
Unfortunately, Jimmy does say sorry he couldn't be here, but he's in Germany
Making a child.
eating schnitzel. So he's sorry though.
His child is going to be called Elvin Barbosa Smith, though. That's something that he's been adamant about for a while.
Yeah.
What Barbosa Smith?
Elvin Barbosa.
Elvin
Elvin Barbosa Smith.
Named after a taxi driver in
New York.
New York.
Wow, amazing. Good luck with that, Jimmy. I've got Hector Garcia here asking, says, I'm a major fan, chaps, but I want to know, when are you coming to California, specifically LA?
Ooh. Hello, Hector.
It's going to be September, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll definitely be over in September.
We played LA a few times.
But we played the El Rey Theatre last time, wasn't it?
Good knowledge.
El Rey Theatre. So maybe we'll go back there again, I don't know.
Yeah.
How is that? How do you guys go down in the States? We actually get a lot of people, obviously, from the US who tune into these. How are the US crowds? And
Rowdy.
They're good,
It's good.
They're good.
Yeah.
We like playing in we like touring in the States a lot because the drives are good.
yes, they're epic drives, aren't they?
Yeah.
And there's like good recreation and stuff. It's sweet.
Las Vegas.
Recreation.
Yeah.
Well, like parks.
Like leisure time.
Okay. So
Well, there you go. There's your answer, Hector. What was the answer again? Sorry, September.
September, yeah.
Okay, quite simply put, Nadine asks, how much for Jack Bevan, XO?
Oh, God.
$5.
Yeah. £2.
Yeah, I wonder if this question is to Jack
Nadine,
or
I'll
is to
give
the
you-
other members of the band.
However much.
How much would you sell Jack for?
To her specifically, I'll sell Jack to you for $250.
In whatever currency you want.
Yeah. That could be
Pesos.
Nigerian dollars.
Yen.
Yeah.
Anything.
Rupee.
You might want to return him at a later date, though.
Yeah.
Let's give
No
it
refund, no refunds on that one.
Sold as seen.
Yeah.
all sales final.
Here's Anne. She says, "Hi there, it's me, Anne from the Philippines."
Hi.
Hi, Anne
Hi,
from
Anne.
Philippines.
Hello. She says, "I just wanted to ask you guys if ever you were given a chance to switch places with one of your bandmates for a day, who would it be and why?"
Good question. I like that.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
That's a tricky one.
Nobody?
I'd like to be Jimmy for a day because he kind of gets to just like rock out and play guitar and not worry about anything ever.
Yeah.
No
It just-
anxieties.
Yeah.
That's definitely not true.
Well, it's
I'd quite like to be Walter, so I could experience having sort of 5 foot long limbs.
yeah,
Big
huge limbs.
Quite good.
Now, Linda Tran asked, "Hello, could you please do your best impression of one another?"
Walter,
Oh
that's
my
up to
God.
Walter.
Walter, you're the impressionist.
Walter's the mimic. He hates doing it on the spot though.
Yeah, I don't like doing it on the spot. Oh no, I can't.
What-
Do an impression of somebody else then.
But describe it. I mean, if you were to, you know, how an
Impressionist.
impressionist sort of gets those key characteristics. What are they? Say of Yanis, for instance.
It's difficult. I don't know. I can't do it on the spot.
Oh,
It's a shame
Walter.
because
Sorry.
he is really good.
I apologise on behalf
I'm
of Walter
sorry.
for
I'm
that.
sorry. I can't.
Cracking under pressure.
Yeah, clearly.
Good television.
It's because they're not very good impressions. That's why.
They're great.
I
but-
think it's
Edwin's just like hubbub or whatever. Edwin's pretty easy to do.
You should do
I
it.
just did it. It's just hubbub.
Just
like
hubbub.
that.
The problem is none of you have like crazy characteristics. So you know.
Well, the crazy one's obviously not here, so yeah.
Yeah. We've got Amy on the live chat. She says, "Who would you prefer to be stuck in a lift with
From the band.
from the world?
What? Who would we most like to?
Who would
be
you
stuck-
most likely be stuck in a tight lift with?"
Probably
And the aircon's
David-
broken as well, so it's quite warm in
David Attenborough probably because I think his personal hygiene's pretty good and he's seen
It
more
is.
feral things than us.
Yeah.
He's one of those very clean old men.
Yeah.
He is. There's
You know what I
something
mean?
distinctly like soapy about him in a good way.
Talky, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay. Anyone else got any preference on that?
Kate Bush, circa 1981, I think.
I'm with you there.
Pretty
Yeah.
Wow.
That's.
But Edwin probably like Boris Yeltsin.
Yeah. Geopolitics.
Yeah,
You'd definitely be able to have a couple of
Russian.
drinks, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Pass the time if you're in there with
Vodkas.
Boris.
Definitely. This one's from Furat. Hello.
Hello, Furat.
Hi, Furat.
Do you prefer intimate gigs or huge crowds? Asks them.
They're kind of different. I think we prefer them, and they're different things about each are good. We definitely, I think, for a long time felt more comfortable and more in like smaller shows and stuff. But we've kind of both are just very different now. They have different pluses and minuses. We're still like getting sweaty and that,
Yeah.
and in people's faces.
Being
but-
close up to the crowd is always good, so intimate
Yeah.
shows are kind of fun like that. You just feel like you're part of the crowd. But I think
I like the cavernous reverb of big
Yeah,
empty arenas.
it makes us sound better, I think.
Yeah.
What was the first sort of big arena gig you ever did?
I don't know.
Probably with Block Party.
wasn't
Yeah,
it?
supporting
Yeah.
Block Party.
Yeah.
We were big.
That was quite scary, actually. Those were big shows.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
pretty nervous back then.
We got coined in Glasgow.
Yeah.
We did, and then somebody managed to try and convince us that that was a compliment.
In Glasgow, that is
Yeah.
because they're giving away money. So, yeah.
Wow, I'm glad I didn't say that.
We had good.
Just wrote off the entire half of the northern half of the UK. Yeah, the figures I've just dipped. Oh well. Kyle Forward says, "Hey guys, so how does Jack deal with all the girls, like my girlfriend, who are totally obsessed with him?" Well, anyway, there's one guy whose girlfriend is totally obsessed with you.
I think it's just.
How do you deal with that?
Yeah.
When
did
did
you
you deal with it?
Yeah. When did I deal with that one
Yeah.
girl? I don't know.
Jan, do you get like Jack
I think
gets a
it's safe to say
special?
he doesn't.
Yeah,
Is it Jack that gets the most attention? I mean,
in Japan.
why is that?
I
They think
don't
you're
know.
like a
think
novelty
they're cute.
item that they can take home. Like they just won him out of one of those grabber
Yeah.
things, you know, that's like a
Yeah.
little...
little ferret.
Yeah, I did a guest in Hello Kitty about 7 years ago. And I think it's kind of followed on.
Right, yeah. Wow. Have you any plans to return to Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next month actually.
Cool. What for?
We're playing a show in Tokyo, I think at the Astro Hall, and then we're going to do some promo as well and stuff. And then we're back again in Japan for Fuji Rock, which is in June, is it, or July?
July.
July.
The beginning of July.
Yeah.
5 out of 10.
Ace. Yeah, and we've got a lot of international viewers. Kendra is asking actually, when are you coming to Canada?
Is it the Kendra,
Kendra
from the TV
from-
show?
No, I think she lives in
It
Hollywood.
could be, yeah.
As you well know.
Hi,
from
Kendra.
watching.
Find out.
Hi,
We'll
Kendra.
come whenever Kendra wants, to be honest.
Yeah, hopefully it's probably
Probably
same time
September,
as
yeah.
same time as the States.
Yeah, Kendra, let us know when you want them to come, because they're going to come any time you want, apparently. Archimedes asks, all right,
That is
All right,
not.
good to see you back
Name.
again.
What's up,
It's been a
brethren?
while.
What's up, Greek boy?
What would your best advice with writing and playing music? I think it's saying, what's your advice for sort of people writing and playing music?
Ignore everything outside of doing that. Quit school. Don't listen to your teachers. Don't listen to your parents. And don't listen to anyone telling you you're not good enough.
And don't listen to him.
And don't listen to me.
Wise,
listen to your
wise
bandmates.
advice. I mean, there's a lot of bands that watch these. What advice would you give to an unsigned band playing, their local pubs and what have you, and working their way up?
Just work hard. I think just like play as many gigs as you can, and don't listen to like anything negative. Really, and make sure that your intent is just about the music, and then it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Is that because it's too easy to get to listen to? Because I suppose there's always going to be someone who doesn't like your music, and if you listen to them, you never sort of get anywhere. I suppose,
Yeah.
right?
I think also, you just have to just focus in on just making sure that the priority is music rather than anything else. Like rather than
MySpace friends.
yeah, or like just spend the time making music rather than like thinking about it. I think probably
Yeah.
or trying to plan things. You should just try and cut all of that out and just focus in.
Too true. Wise advice from Foals there. For those of you who've just joined us, we're live here from London with Foals. We're answering questions that were submitted through the week at myspace.com/MySpace Live and in the live chat below this video. So keep your questions coming in thick and fast. The next question is from Ashley Beckman-Whelan, and they ask, what is Red Sox Poogie about? I said that right?
Yeah. What is it about? It's about blood, pretty much, blood vessels, and the way that blood moves around in your brain and affects the way you think. So it's about not feeling very good in your mind, I think. I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Enigmatic. Dragana asks, there's some good names today.
There are good names.
Dragana.
Dragana.
Are you going to be doing any more house gigs in the future? If so, could I book you? I would literally sell my mum to have you live in my living room.
We could swap Jack for her mum.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds good.
So there you go.
I mean,
We'd like to. It's just at the moment it's been quite difficult because we've been so busy. But we really enjoy doing them, obviously. But it was something that at the time just gave us an excuse to play more shows.
Yeah.
And that's we have a lot of gigs at the moment.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
It's weird, some of the later, like when we first started doing them, they were a lot of fun, and then sometimes towards the end it kind of became something that, they just kind of changed. So
Became
if we
something
did
that
it
shouldn't.
secretly, then we'd still do them and we could still sort one out, but it would have to be like
Yeah.
secret, and you wouldn't need to swap your mum for it either. You just give us some spaghetti.
Do you want it to be a house party and not like an event where a band's playing?
Yeah.
And,
Or a bouncy castle would be good.
yeah, maybe a Foals
Definitely.
bouncy castles. We could
We
start
could start doing that bouncy
doing a
castle parties.
bouncy castle with
Yeah.
Foals.
That'd be great.
I wonder if
Real great.
there's a band you could play on the bouncy castle.
Yeah,
That'd be
no,
quite-
exactly.
that'd be
That's
quite
what we're
odd,
thinking.
but,
Yeah. Just no stilettos. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
And everybody would be in stocking feet then, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole band would be following your lead. Hey, this one's from Pandora Poison, another great name.
Wow.
Hey guys, I'd like to know who or what influenced you into being the people you are today, the fine people you are today.
God, Jesus Christ, our Saviour,
Yeah.
and
Muhammad.
Horace Yeltsin,
Yep.
and
Our
William,
parents.
a latter slightly psychotic William Shatner as well.
David Cameron.
David Cameron.
And how about you?
Chris Evans.
Always.
another spirit, yeah. Good role model for gingers, Chris Evans.
True that.
No matter what you look like, you can be successful, right?
Kendra actually returned with a question. She said, do you guys ever get nervous before a show?
No, we get nervous before stuff like this though sometimes.
Yeah.
Get sweaty palms.
Yeah.
I got
What are
that.
you worried might happen?
No, nothing. I think it's just kind of, I don't know.
People might ask questions about selling me, and then I get nervous.
Yeah,
and start
exactly,
sweating.
yeah.
Because you think we'll actually sell you.
Yeah.
I see the pound signs in your guys' eyes.
Yeah.
Well, keep your questions coming, and do get them in for a rapid fire section in 10 minutes, where we're going to put the band on the spot, make them even more nervous, and see how many questions we can rip through in the space of 2 minutes. So yeah, keep your live questions coming in. Some great questions coming in. Ghost of the Star asks, okay, here we go. If you're a flavour of crisps competing for Crisp of the Month at a public house in Oxford, what flavour would you be?
It sounds a lot like.
Do we get to make up the flavours?
You can make it up, yeah.
I'd be, what would you be?
I'd be Harvey's best bitter. Definitely.
Is that a local bit, Harvey's?
It's not actually.
It's
It's
not.
East Sussex, I think. I believe.
Yeah.
Mm.
South Downs.
I'd be chicken poached in its own eggs flavour.
Wow.
I'd be curried parrot.
This is my idea.
Curried parrot.
Yeah, curried parrot, macaw parrot, endangered.
I'll be sparkling water. The
That'd
blandest,
be
the blandest ever crisp.
It would be just
But with a-
translucent packaging.
With a bit of a
But
fizz.
yeah, slightly tingling.
Like
Organic
skips.
as well, perhaps.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, amazing. I want to try that.
The real question is who would win out of those flavours.
Yes.
I
If
think
somebody
it's
wants
safe
to
say
ask
none
that,
of them
then
would
Let
win.
us know
get
who
to
you
what-
think could win.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
put it that to the public. Cynthia Kung, she asks, what inspired you to a less antidote feel to your new album? And what was the most challenging process during recording? Cheers, Cynthia.
Hey Cynthia. Nothing really like inspired it out to be different. It's just I think it's just kind of naturally going to be different after. You know, we didn't write the songs at the same time as Antidote, so it's just going to always be a bit different. And
What was the second part of the question?
What was the most challenging part of the recording process?
The claustrophobia was quite difficult in Sweden
Each
in the
other's
studio.
company.
Of course,
Yeah, we were in quite close quarters.
it felt a little bit like we were living in each other's minds, trying to get out.
Yeah.
It was a little bit,
Whilst playing Call
Yeah.
of Duty.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah.
watching
Good
lots of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Because you're at the Svenska Gramophone Studion.
Yes.
We were.
Is that in the middle of nowhere,
Good
or is
research.
it?
It is in the middle of nowhere. Well,
Yes.
it's in Gothenburg. It's in an industrial estate in
Yeah.
Gothenburg.
Wow, so it could be quite bleak, right?
Yeah, a
Yeah.
decaying industrial estate. It was being taken down, like it was being dismantled around us as we recorded.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
deep.
And the longer
It was,
we were
yeah,
there, the
potent
weather
metaphor.
got worse and worse.
And the
Yeah.
You feel the suicide rate rising around
yeah,
you.
you
Yeah.
should see it. You know, it
And
was-
buildings were getting demolished around
Yeah,
us.
and the
My
pizza
God.
prices were going up.
Yeah.
And it was
Oh,
just dark times. But we survived and we came out of the other end, so it's good.
Came out all the better with the album.
Yeah.
I have to say, I've not heard anybody say they don't like this album. It seems it's universally well received, and it's got really good reviews. I mean, I'm quite interested. Do reviews matter to you guys?
I think the thing with the reviews, I mean, we do read them because we kind of get sent some of them, right? And we
Course,
don't.
yeah.
But so it's kind of like I think with reviews, like if you get a bad review and you kind of dismiss it as being one person's opinion, then when you get good reviews as well, you have to sort of take it with the same
Yeah.
pinch of
Yes,
salt.
that's true.
So it is nice that this record's got good reviews, but I think if it hadn't have done, it wouldn't probably affect the way that we feel about the record. Or I'd like to think that we wouldn't.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to affect what we do in the future. It's not going to be like, oh, because this one did well, we should like,
do it again.
yeah, let's do that again. Let's, you know, we're not a parrot repeating the same line. So that's
Yeah.
part of the thing about writing different songs as well. So we wanted it to have a different sound from Antidotes, and it's just like it's kind of a natural thing.
Cool. And Jemima asks if there's any chance of you doing a bigger UK tour later this year. She says she couldn't get tickets for this
Yeah.
tour and really wants to see you live again.
Yes,
Yes.
we
Cheers,
are
Jemima.
doing a bigger
Absolutely.
tour.
We're doing it it starts in October, I think. We're doing
I don't know if we've announced it.
doesn't matter.
No, we just did.
We just did.
Oh,
We're
okay.
doing a tour again, I think October and November all round, and I think the tickets go on sale
Yeah,
pretty
and
soon.
it's massive. It's just huge.
But
Unlimited tickets.
they're bigger shows, so hopefully you should be able to get into those shows. So
Cool.
yeah, and we'll be better by then as well.
I had a bit of time to practice a new record.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to that? With that on the horizon, are you quite excited, or is there a little bit of apprehension because you're going to be stuck on a tour bus and away from?
Well,
we're already
yeah.
No, not at all. We're just excited. I think it'll be nice.
That's good. Good to hear. Jessie Anna asks, where do you get your awesome jumpers from? Particularly, Yanis, you have some lovely jumpers. Jack and Edwin are also lush. Heart X.
Wow.
Who's that
So
that written that?
That was from Jessie Anna. I mean,
Jessie Anna.
firstly,
Hi,
sorry,
Jessie.
Walter, there was no appreciation of your.
Walter doesn't really wear jumpers.
Walter just wears grey t-shirts.
He hangs around by the fridge.
This is about as good as it gets. I think.
Fair enough. But yeah, where do you get your awesome jumpers from?
Just anywhere really, usually quite bad charity shops and stuff, and I kind of, I think we all are quite attracted to things that at first we think are kind of horrible, like I kind of purposefully pick jumpers that I know I'll take back and show to the rest of the band, and they're going to be like, that's gross, and then I'll persist stubbornly to wear it and to try and prove a point, and then usually realise after a week that I just look like a plonker.
And you agree with all of us.
But yeah, I don't know, just cheap, usually just really cheap, weird charity stores and stuff in Oxford or wherever we go.
That's the beauty about Britain. Every single town has charity shops, and every single charity shop has at least one horrific jumper, right?
Yeah.
So you're never very far away, I suppose. Happy Horrors, presumably probably a band, ask, why so much water on the jacket of Total Life Forever? Did you hold your breath whilst composing? It's a good question,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
'Cause you do seem to be quite deep underwater.
We
It was,
are quite
um,
deep underwater.
It was a 30-foot deep diving chamber, so it was
Wow.
pretty terrifying.
Where was that?
Essex?
Yeah.
Basildon.
Don't ruin the myth.
Yeah.
There's the Atlantic
oh
Ocean.
God, you just demystified it.
Under the Arctic shelf.
So is Happy Horrors a band then? And are you a happy version of the Horrors?
Oh, that'd be good. Maybe they're a covers band and they
That'd be
do like
awesome.
really
It's all like
bossa
surf,
nova.
yeah, surf twang,
Yeah.
major key
I'd
Horrors
love
songs.
If you're not the band we've just described, just become it and get in touch
Yeah.
when you've got the track sorted out.
There's a big dollar there, definitely.
Definitely.
Big market.
Paul from Glasgow asks, controversially, no doubt, do you think drugs are a positive influence on your music? Who wants to answer that one?
I think any experience in moderation can be beneficial, but I definitely think there's dangers involved with everything.
Good answer.
But yeah,
Standing on the fence.
That's nice, yeah. I mean,
you know, I think we've all had friends, and we all probably know people, as you probably do as well, that probably overindulge in certain types of sweets and various things, and it's like, and then you become a little bit overweight, and then you're not on the sports team anymore. And the point of life is being on the sports team. So just think about that.
yeah, think hard. Here's a good question from Fraser M. Hello, mate.
Hey, mate.
All right, mate.
All right, mate.
Cheers, mate.
See you later, mate.
I feel like we're sort of on, friendly terms with them now. We've sort of been with them for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Call
That's
them
all it
mate, right,
takes,
yeah?
really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's a good question. He asks, it's clear you have a big minimalist influence. Would you ever be tempted to work with traditional classical instrumentation, be that on its own or alongside traditional rock instruments?
I think we would. I'd definitely. We've already, like on some of our B-sides and stuff, we use bits of strings and things like that. And we'd probably be slightly hesitant to go down the sort of Metallica, S&M, like orchestral metal route.
Yeah.
I think that's something that we'd probably stick.
It's just not minimal, is it?
Yeah, it's not minimal at all.
Definitely
It's
not
just
minimal.
awesome.
It's the opposite of minimal.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What
Yeah.
what was the most experimental thing you've done musically? Do you think? What
What,
felt
which
like?
track or?
Yeah, just what sort of I suppose moment during writing or recording did you feel, wow, this is actually quite outside of our normal?
Oh, I don't know.
Probably one of the B-sides would be.
We do try and, I think we try and operate, like we try and do stuff quite regularly that makes us feel a little bit like we haven't been there before, because it helps keep it exciting.
Yeah,
So
it's good. Always good to keep
it's difficult to
stimulated.
pinpoint,
Yeah.
one.
I've got a question from the live chat here. Which arm goes numb when you're having a heart attack?
It's your left,
Left.
isn't it?
Good.
Thanks, Morad.
What do you do on the tour bus to pass the time?
Uh,
Go back to bed constantly.
sleep quite a lot. Watch. Watch. No,
No, we don't.
Watch.
We're not even gonna
We don't do that. We do not do that. It's
worse in the worst kind of porn you can imagine. What we watched the other day, basically.
Oh my god.
we watched Jim Davidson's Cinderella, which we thought was a stand-up live stand-up thing. It turns out to be this sort of really relentless
production.
Yeah, it's just relentlessly bawdy, kind of really awful panto.
But it's not like, we're not saying this as in it's really shockingly awesome and you need to watch it.
It's just
it
the actual
is
worst thing you could ever watch.
Thing I've ever seen for 2 hours.
Jim Davidson, also disgraced, and hiding out in. Yeah, he's totally disgraced because he's a repugnant individual. He's fucking gross. Sorry, excuse me. But anyway, hi Jim Davidson.
He watches all these religiously.
Yeah, he does. I know he does.
Well, yeah. Claire Bear Cat asks on the live chat, if you could pick one place to perform, where would it be?
The moon, probably. It'd be awesome if we could do that. It'll never happen, but
Live sound would be a bit of an issue.
I think it'd be, could be.
I don't know what kind of the lack of gravity would do to the sound.
Well, the lack of air means that no sound would probably emanate.
It's true.
So
And lack of gravity would be hard with the drums, I would have
Yeah.
thought.
True.
Mate, I'd quite like to go and play in South Africa because it's kind of a place that, or somewhere in Africa. We have never been there, never played there, and I think it'd be nice to go and play somewhere like that.
There's an amazing festival, isn't there? That
Lake of Stars.
Lake of
Yeah,
Stars, that's
Malawi.
in Mali.
Yeah.
Mali, is it?
Malawi.
Malawi.
What festivals are you playing this year?
We're doing Reading, Leeds and Glastonbury in England.
Cool, that's all the big ones to tick then.
Yeah, and then we're doing a lot of different ones abroad, like Fuji Rock in Japan,
Splendor in the Grass.
Splendor in the Grass in Australia,
So excited. We haven't been to Australia yet, so we're pretty excited about that.
Cool.
Benicassim in Spain. Yeah, there's quite a
Melt.
few, I think.
Melt in Germany, which we had to cancel last year because of an unknown illness. So it's good to go back there.
Good. I mean, what's your favourite festival to play at? What's the best one you've done so far, would you say?
It's difficult to pick. We have quite a few
Reading's
that we've
always
really enjoyed.
good.
Yeah,
In terms of
Reading.
the crowd, it's
it's always a good
Reading.
crowd at Reading.
Yeah.
In
Fuji
terms
Rock.
of the location, probably not Reading.
Location
against
probably
Reading,
Fuji Rock.
Yeah.
Fuji Rock
Yeah.
is kind of probably the most beautiful festival, I think.
Alex asks, do they give you refreshments at the web chats?
We got beer.
Hydration.
Yeah, and there are
Yes.
some biscuits
And there's some
over
chocolate
there. as well.
biscuits.
Yeah, we do offer non-alcoholic drinks. We also offer chocolate. Does anyone want a chocolate biscuit?
I would love a chocolate.
Have a chocolate biscuit. There you go. Pass them around. Tuck in. I'd hate anybody to accuse us of being poor hosts.
No, we've been treated very well.
It's time for the quick fire questions. We're here. We've arrived. Are you ready? Do you think? Are you up to
I'm
this?
feeling
Yeah.
so quick-witted right now.
Okay, so we're going to see how many questions we can get through in the space of 2 minutes. And it's very, very short one-word answers. Are we ready? Are we ready with the 2-minute counter? Okay. In a desperate situation, which foal would you eat first?
Edwin.
Jack.
Edwin.
Oh.
Jimmy.
Nice. Jem asks, would you rather be attacked by 20 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck?
Horse-sized
Horse-sized duck.
20 duck-sized horses because they'd be easy to kill.
One by one, yeah. What about you?
I'm going to go with that as well.
Yeah.
Such a good question.
Is there anyone to beat Michael Jackson?
Mike Tyson.
That would be a really sad fight.
God, it would be. Oh, what an image.
Sorry, R.I.P. R.I.P. Jesus.
What is your favourite animal from Emily?
Capybara.
Duckbill platypus.
Dog.
Rat.
Cheers.
Sammy asks, do you still shop at Unicorn in Oxford?
I do. I
Actually-
was there yesterday.
That goes back to the jumpers question.
Yeah, that's where I get my jumpers from.
Famous.
Oh.
It's a charity shop.
It's not a charity shop.
It's the
might
worst,
as well be.
the worst run shop in the UK.
Anyway, yes.
Who is the funniest out of your band and why?
Walter.
Walter, because he's the best impressionist, although he failed to show that today earlier.
Yeah, yet to be proved in public.
We have to get him back next time.
What's the
Well, you
worst
had a
thing
chance.
you've ever put in your mouth? I need an answer from each of you.
Edwin.
Raw squid guts.
You, Edwin.
No,
so
I
that's
don't mean
what-
Edwin.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Well, that's an exclusive for you.
We can learn in web chat. It's amazing. No, but seriously.
Raw squid guts.
Oh, raw squid
Definitely.
guts.
The person I was eating it with spontaneously vomited,
Ooh.
and I
Nice.
didn't.
Any of that go in your mouth?
No, but it may as well have done. Probably would have tasted myself.
Anyone else got any jaw-dropping?
Raw sea urchin. Well, that was actually kind of nice. It's just more the texture was weird.
What's the best band ever? Ever?
Chic.
Led Zeppelin?
Who knows? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Beatles.
The Beatles.
Yeah,
hey.
Beatles. Woo, Rolling Stones. No Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones.
Oasis.
Last one. What do you feel like while performing? Are you comfortable or rather scared?
Feel like possessed by the devil was pretty sweet. Just try it.
Jack?
Yeah, same sort of an extension of the devil, perhaps.
I think we're up. Our 2 minutes is up. That was amazing.
That was
we got
fun.
through
Thank you.
a good 14 questions. I just made that up. I didn't.
I
don't think we did.
8, 9. Say a number.
You can't.
Good. Well, that's almost all we've got time for. Just time, basically, for you to wish your fans farewell and eternal gratitude for their questions and viewership.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, fans.
And thank you very much, for tuning in and all your questions. Don't forget to join us right here at myspace.com/MySpace Live, where we'll be talking to We Are Scientists on the 1st of June, which should be a laugh.
That should
Yeah, that'll be funny.
So yeah, see you there, and thanks very much. Good night.